Welcome to On the Couch. My name is Mack Rapapali. If you just tuned in, you are tuned in at the right time. Special place, the place where you have to be right here on the home of more music you love. So somebody told me if I'm looking for upbeat, funky, smooth, cool, the perfect sound to actually ease you into the move, I must look for someone called Carl September. And he's joining us this evening on the couch. Carl, how's it going?
Yeah, going great. Thanks, Mac. Lovely
Oh,
to
good.
be here, man.
I know,
Thanks for
anytime,
having me,
bro. You
man.
just
Yeah,
give me a call, even when you're gonna come back in the future. Just give me a call.
for sure.
The
Like
doors
we're friends now, so now I can
the
give you a
doors are
call
always
and
open.
come over. Yeah.
Listen, so long story short, let's talk about who Kyle is, and how did you discover the whole music journey?
All right. Well, yeah. Long story short, Kyle is a musician that performs pop music, and some solo shows and a band coming up. I'm just waiting for bigger events to be allowed, and
All right.
then we'll see Kyle September's identity as an artist. What I've been planning
Yeah.
since then. But the journey from music for me, it started before birth, really. So my father was a musician. Sort of semi-pro amateur before he had me, gave it up to make enough money to support a child. And as soon as the doctors told him that I can hear sounds, that's where he decided, not music education, it begins now. He'd make my mother sit in front of the TV, in front of the record player and play tapes and cassettes of what he deemed the best music of the time and of the sort of 60s building up to the 90s. And yeah, so that's where it began, and my love for music only grew as I was born and through to now.
So it's very interesting because normally, as parents would never drive you into that direction of music because they would want you to focus on the educational side of life. How influential was your father's influence in you becoming that musician that you are today?
Well, I think it was more influential than he intended,
Yeah.
to be honest. I think music's always been a big part of my family and a big love of it. And I don't think he actually thought that one day I'd become a professional musician, He always pushed me to be better. Very much a tough love sort of guy in the way that he pushes you to. He always sees further potential, and therefore whatever level you're at, he won't let you be like content with it. So he'd always push me, and then it got to a stage where I realized my talent for music outweighs my talent for anything else in life, and I really should pursue it as a career. And I'm not sure how happy he was about it, to be honest, because obviously, being a musician, it's a very volatile career. And he, I think he was quite a bit worried about me. I dropped out of accounting to then further study music and then go into the field.
So how did that affect the relationship with your parents? You dropping out to actually go back to go study music.
I think
How did they take it? Did they come to a point where they ended up accepting that this is who you are, or was it one of those rough patches? And is it still?
There was definitely a transition period. That's for sure. But I don't think it lasted too long. I think eventually they trusted my drive and my professionalism into taking it very seriously. It wasn't a case for me of, I'm going to express myself as an artist and let the wind take me where it was. I've always been very serious about it from a business side of things, from being professional, making sure I'm good enough to have a career in it. It certainly wasn't just about the fun of it. And I think once they saw how serious I was in the studies and that I started gigging and working before I graduated to really get a head start in the industry with my reputation and learning the ropes, I think they started to worry a little bit less.
Now, South Africans they're very big with storytelling. I think music in general, it's all about storytelling. What kind of stories can we expect from your music?
Yeah, I definitely agree with your point about the storytelling thing, and it's what I love about music the most. I like to take things that I observe in the world, much broader spectrum, and make it personal. A lot of songwriters write purely from personal experience and raw emotion, and that certainly has fantastic value as well. But my style is to more take what I see in the world at large and take that and make it personal, sort of internalize it for myself and try to make it hit home to the listener as well, so that it feels like something they can relate to personally as well. So that does mean that I'll tend to tell stories that are often sometimes cliche, but in a way that makes it personal and a bit deeper. So things like love, struggle, joy, freedom, all those sort of, on the surface, seem like basic things. I like to make it personal and put it out there so that it's relatable.
So I actually had the opportunity to check out Kyle's brand new music video, Sweetness. I should say that it was a lot of work behind the video, right?
Yo, man, the team that I worked with are superheroes. They are inhuman. With the budget and the time they had, which was not much. It was all very rushed to be honest with you, Mack. I mean, trying to plan these things in 2020 was like tough. 1 minute we're allowed to meet with people and plan things. 1 minute we're not. Then so it was a lot of last minute stuff, and the amount of work that a small team put together in a short amount of time was incredible to see them.
So what's the story behind Sweetness? It's funky, you know. I'm picking up one of that jazz flavor coming in, some of the pop. But what's the real story behind Sweetness? The jazz thing is I study jazz. So it's always going to come through. All right.
That was my performance major when I studied at Wits. But the story behind it is quite lighthearted, but at the same time very important. I find in each individual, it's a sense of home. That I was really writing about. And it's, you know, whether you're having a bad day, a tough time, or something, bad news, whatever, being able to come to that place or person that makes you feel like everything's okay. And you're home. Everything's fine now because you have that. That's the deeper concept behind it. And I'm describing that as that sweetness. So if you go into the lyrics of the song, you'll see that it hints towards that. But on the surface, I wanted it to be fun and uplifting, you know, especially after the year that we had of 2020, releasing it at the end of the year. I wanted, you know, another interview I had there, the interviewer put it quite well. I said, after all the bitterness we experienced in 2020, you gave us some dessert with that sweetness. And I was like, that is perfect. That's what I wanted it to come across as.
So the story does not end here. Kyle has more to share with you. But in order for you to find out, you need to catch him out down on his own social media platforms. Where can one find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Facebook. Kyle September. If you search that, you'll find me there. The handle on Facebook is Kyle September Music, because there's a Kyle September DJ in Cape Town. Every now and then I get tagged in his gigs.
Which is cool, it's fine.
Hey, free publicity is fine, you know?
Keep tagging and share.
You know what I mean? So you can find me there. I got to get on TikTok soon, you know? Everyone's telling me, come on, man, you're missing out. Get on TikTok.
I've had it for the longest time, and I don't even know how to use it.
Is it?
So
man.
Practice. I heard it's a lot of work. Though.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, I got to set out some time, watch some YouTube tutorials. But you can look out there. I'll do it. I'll get there eventually.
All right. So coming up next, an exclusive performance by Kyle September.
Mack Rapapali Nights. Jacaranda FM.
There's that something that can find you in the dark. Oh, it can guide you home. It only takes a spark. Oh, you can find it in her eyes. Oh, you can find it in her smile. Oh, you can hear it in her voice. Yeah. Oh, it'll only take a while. It's that sweetness, just that little bit of sweetness. It's that sweetness, yeah, just that little bit of sweetness. There's that something that can take your breath away. Oh, when you suck it in, you know it's there to stay. Smile. Oh, you can hear it in her voice. Yeah. Oh, it'll only see us together always. It's that sweetness, just that little bit of sweetness. It's that sweetness, baby, yeah.